There is something more dangerous than ignorance itself. It is ignorance that dares to speak in the name of God. Throughout history, Allah sent prophets, men chosen not for wealth, not for power, not for beauty, but for truth. Men who carried knowledge before they carried a message. They spoke with certainty, not assumption. With revelation, not opinion. With wisdom, not ignorance. But today, how many speak without knowledge? How many preach without learning? How many misguide others while claiming to guide them? This is the tragedy of our time. This is what happens when ignorance speaks in God's name. Words are not just sounds. They are seeds planted in hearts. They can grow into trees of faith, or into thorns of doubt. The prophets understood the weight of words. They were careful, precise, truthful. Allah reminds us in Surah Al-Hujurat verse 6, O you who have believed, if there comes to you a disobedient one with information, verify it, lest you harm people in ignorance and become regretful over what you have done. Do we verify before we speak? Or do we rush, careless of the weight of our words? The prophets never spoke from their own desires. The Quran declares in Surah An-Najm verse 3-4, He does not speak from his own desire. It is nothing but revelation revealed. Musa alayhi salam was taught by Allah at the burning bush before confronting Pharaoh. Yusuf alayhi salam was tested with betrayal, slavery, and prison before rising to guide a nation with wisdom. Isa alayhi salam spoke as an infant by Allah's command to defend his mother. And Muhammad peace be upon him lived 40 years in preparation before revelation descended. Every prophet carried knowledge before Dawah. Every prophet was prepared before he was sent. So I ask you, if even prophets did not speak without knowledge, who are we to speak without learning? When ignorance dares to preach, truth is buried under lies. The Prophet peace be upon him said, Whoever interprets the Quran without knowledge, let him take his seat in the fire. Tirmidhi. Think about that. Not just lying intentionally, but even interpreting without knowledge is dangerous. Because ignorance misguides, divides, and destroys. Families are torn apart when false fatwas are given. Communities are divided when opinions replace revelation. Hearts turn away from Islam when contradictions and confusion fill the air. And worst of all, lies are spoken in the name of Allah. In the past, people would travel months to sit at the feet of a scholar. Knowledge was earned with sacrifice. Today, a phone camera and a loud voice make anyone an authority. Platforms built for entertainment have become pulpits of misguidance. Everyone forwards messages, everyone shares posts, everyone claims to know. But do we verify? Do we check the source? Or do we let ignorance multiply like wildfire? The Prophet peace be upon him said, It is enough of a lie for a man that he narrates everything he hears. Muslim. How many of us have become part of this lie? Ignorance is not harmless. It has a price. It destroys trust in Islam. It confuses the youth. It gives weapons to those who hate the religion. And worst of all, it angers Allah. Surah An-Nahl verse 116 warns us, And do not say about what your tongues assert of untruth, this is lawful and this is unlawful, to invent falsehood about Allah. Indeed, those who invent falsehood about Allah will not succeed. Subhanallah, what a warning. Yet how many dare to say this is halal, this is haram, without knowledge? My brothers, my sisters, before you speak, pause. Before you advise, ask yourself, do I know this for sure? Did I learn it from the Quran, from the Sunnah, from scholars who carried the chain of knowledge? Or is it just my guess, my opinion, my assumption? Our Prophet peace be upon him said, Whoever travels a path in search of knowledge, Allah will make easy for him a path to paradise. Muslim. Knowledge is not just power, it is salvation. If you want to guide, learn first. If you want to speak, study first. If you want to represent Islam, represent it with truth, not assumption. Do not let your tongue mislead you into destruction. Do not let your passion misguide others. And do not let ignorance dress itself as dua. Because every word we speak will be recorded. Every opinion we give in Allah's name will be questioned. And every soul misled by our words will stand as a witness against us on the day of judgment. When ignorance speaks in God's name, the world is left in darkness. But when knowledge speaks, hearts awaken, souls are guided, and nations rise. The prophets carried knowledge before they carried a message. Their legacy is a call: seek before you speak, learn before you teach, act before you preach. So stop ignorance at its roots. Honor the weight of words. And remember, guidance only comes through truth, and truth only comes through knowledge.